A couple of questions from the crowd. Sorry to cut your face off. There. Under remote work, I feel like you have to, whenever you see quotes, you have to do that. Under remote work, are there remote employees and then there are subcontractors, 1099 workers? There's educational support to the companies and the individual workers of the differences and the impact to taxes, etc.
So not a tax person and not an accountant. So I will just caveat that. But this is a huge conversation point that has been from day one at Instant Teams, right? We are a remote company. How do we classify people? And there are IRS regulations, like the tests where you go through this or that. Are they on schedule? Are they not? Are they using your platform? Can you control like all of those things? And so there are a lot of people use 1099s and W-2s wrong. And, to me, 1099s are like, if you're a 1099, you have your own LLC. You're your own freelancer, you're filing your own taxes, you're doing that type of work. There is gray space because of just how it works. But our model, because of that, like we have W-2 employees, so that we are employers in 42 states now. We are paying employer taxes. We have workers.
So that 500 whatever is W-2s?
Yep.
Interesting. So I had this as a note. I didn't think I was going to get to it, but I feel like it kind of got brought up. How big of a pain in the tail was PPP getting PPP because of all that over the year? Because you hear horror stories across the board.
I will say our bank as a company, I won't name banks, was of no help. And that process is, it's
lender focused,
hard,
really.
Right?
Yeah.
The data and everything you had to like put together and the things you had to jump through. So, and right out the gate applied through our actual bank as a company and we're of no help. But we ended up finding through an investor introduction and our fractional CFO, like kind of a smaller bank that was able to move really fast. And so we got, what we needed in that first tranche of the PPP, I think by May, early June, that just helped, cover and float some of the loss that we had to keep people on board. So huge headache. Huge headache. And took
Do you know anyone? I don't know anyone that just like magically appeared.
No.
Oh, hey, this is the way that the government wants your taxes to be done. Hopefully you've been doing it that way. Your accountant hasn't been doing it that way, but this is the way that they want.
Yeah. Yeah. And one of those times when you're like, okay, all the compliance headache was important. Like we have done it the right way, right? Because when something like that happens and you haven't, you're going to be out of luck.
Chris Davidson was not a fan of Mad Skills with an S or a Z. Just wanted to say that right there. All right.
I didn't even get to read it. You just flashed it up there.
He basically said, "Good job changing your name. I didn't like the old one."
Okay. See?
And then Tim, jump in with a question. I'm just gonna click these things.
I think to round everything out back to what Jesse was asking about and the 5-year overnight success story that Erica had. It really the key to startup success is having enough energy to survive until you find that product market fit, and it's just you can't give up before it actually happens. And that's the problem. You just don't know where that finish line is, or you don't know when you're going to find that product market fit, but it just takes a lot of energy and you just got to fight through it.
Yeah.
Jesse also, I guess quickly, using influencers to acquire initial users. That's going to cost you probably a decent amount of money is the way I would look at it. I think the money could be spent differently. It's an avenue.
We didn't ever employ influencers from like a customer standpoint, but what I did do is tap into the community from the B2C side, right? To build the talent pool, to bring people in to want to be a part of Instant Teams. And I just kind of called it I forget what I called it. It was clever. I'll have to go back and find it, but basically found like people.
The Mad Skills group online with a Z.
No Z. Basically found like writers and bloggers and kind of did like this blog blast so that on the same day, everybody wrote about the same story, but to their own audience and in their own way. And kind of that way people are like, oh, I've seen 3-4 blogs about this.
You don't see a lot about that anymore. People, that's like some old 2015 stuff right there. Like,
I think that you can, and leveraging, like your ambassadors, whoever your strongest supporters are, leverage them and then grow that way, as opposed to, I agree with you, Zack, influencers are going to be expensive.
In that kind of way, but if you can get them from the way that Erica said, like that's
sure.
Yeah, clever. All right. Anything else? Is there anything that we haven't talked about that you want to talk about?
I'm sure there's a lot of things. I really enjoy this conversation.
Do you have questions for us? You can ask us questions, and then
No, no questions. I just always love, it's a good break to step out of the daily of running a company and actually talk about it. So I enjoy it. So thanks for the opportunity and just the opportunity to share.
And I guess I'll leave with, I just want to know who did the artwork behind you.
So actually, shout out to a local. You want me to actually say the name of the guy who painted the houses? He would love it.
I mean, if you want.
Erica mentioned that she's a minimalist, so
yes. The rest of the room is decorated. It's the virtual background era, right?
Can't tell. This is what we see. This is like an email being written. You know, I have
enough personality. Like, you don't need background noise, right? Don't answer.
I prefer to have
I used to have a nice collage. I don't know if you remember the last interview. I had like a nice collage.
Yeah, I mean, I like to give the shout out to Ninja Turtles, to Madison Ryan, who made that name thing. Poster for me. The Rock.
Where's your big belt? It's
on the floor down there because
well, that's not where it should be.
Because I'm fighting with Xerxes right now. He's no, I don't. It's there. I promise you. There's a dog right there, and there's a belt right there. So. Well, thank you, Erica. This has been great. Tim, always great to see you.
Yeah.
And continued success.
Absolutely.
Peace. We'll see you in a year, still with no confetti bombs. Boom. Laters. Are you stuck at your home office, socially distanced coffee shop, or your fancy, all bricked out corner office, wondering why no one can see your business and sales are all over the place? Sounds like you need a pro. That's why I developed the Anomaly Academy. Insert clever copy here. Oh, I guess I was supposed to put something else there. Oops. You can grab access to the Anomaly Academy now at zackmillersays.com/Anomaly Academy.